Hello everyone, my name is Wynand Fourie. I'm a musician from Cape Town, South Africa, and I'm back with another React. And I'm going to look at another request from my Buy Me a Coffee account today. So let's just jump in and see who made this next request. So the last one I did was a request made by Ultra Red, which was a Kirsty McCall song, In These Shoes. Really fun track. And the next one we're doing now is another request made by Ultra Red, and it reads like this. Hi Wynand, I was having a discussion about the state of the world with a friend, and this rock anthem came to mind. It's a relative it's as relative today as when it was written. Patti Smith, People Have the Power, 1988. So this is another Patti Smith song, and it's from 1988. So let's jump in, let's listen to this, and let's enjoy it together. All right, boom. Oh, is this just like album art? Okay, I thought it might have been just like this art piece or photograph, but I think it's a whole video, so let's enjoy this. All right.
Dreaming of an aspect bright and fair, but in my sleeping it was broken. But my dream, it lingered near in the farm of shining valleys, where the pure air recognized all of my senses newly open, but I awakened into the cry that the people have the power to redeem the work of fools from the meek, the grace to shower. It's decreed the people rule. People have the power. People have the power. People have the power. People have the power. Future aspects became suspect and bending low as if to hear. When the armies ceased advancing because the people had their ear. And then the shepherds and the soldiers, and they laid among the stars, exchanging visions, laying arms to waste in the dust, in the form of shining valleys, where the pure air
Interesting. Very cool. Uh, sorry, I didn't say anything through that. I just wanted to let it play through and experience the whole song in one go. It's powerful stuff. It's also a cool video. I think it's cool that they're showing a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life, and it's not these like big eventful images. It's kind of slice of life images, and I think it's also something that Gandalf said in The Hobbit, where like I can't. I'm gonna be paraphrasing now. I can't remember the exact words, but it comes down to like there's power in the small good deeds of normal folk, or something like that. Please let me know what the actual quote is in the comments. But and it's just so true, you know. Like there's like we can get caught up in like the big picture of the world and the like you know, especially today with the surge of mass information, you know, like it's very difficult not to be aware of all the intense things happening in the world, and all the like political things, the wars, the like it's all kind of thrown in your face on your phone, right? But I think it's important to remember that the power you have is in the good deeds in your daily life. And it's actually also a conversation I had with a friend yesterday, is you know, I don't think as human beings we are meant to know about all these things. Like we haven't evolved in a way to process all the information that we are processing at the moment. You know, we have so much information flooding into our heads, like on Instagram or TikTok or whatever you're like getting your information from. Just the internet, just YouTube in general, even like there is so much information flooding into our brains that you know, it's kind of unnatural, and it can cause a lot of like disconnect from reality in a way, and from your current and your present reality, which is just your life. Because I think, like, you know, if you look at like 200 or 2,000 years ago, whatever time ago you want to think of, but people were kind of meant to just be like a small community. You know, like villages was like this is the conversation I had with my friend, is like villages used to be like 150 people max, and that was kind of your life and your reality, and like that's where you could make a difference. And yeah, it's just interesting. It's interesting to see the way that the like abundance of information has affected the world. And I think people do have power, and that doesn't necessarily mean you need to go out and fight a war. Maybe it just means like being there for a friend who's struggling, or creating a space for people to, like a safe space for people to communicate and to relate to one another. Because it is a crazy world we live in, and we do need to help each other out. And if you do have the means and the power to help people in other situations, like in the wars, or then by all means do it. But I think there's also a lot of guilt being thrown around for not like even participating in these things, which can be toxic on both sides, right? Yeah, interesting, very, very cool song. And I think it can be interpreted in many ways. This was just my interpretation. Like people have the power, and like line, that word, just that sentence alone has a lot of different ways of interpretation, and I think that's cool. So thank you Ultra Red for sponsoring this reaction and having me watch that and listen to that. It was really, really kind of thought-provoking and cool. And yeah, I don't know, maybe I should listen to it again with lyrics. I don't know if the lyrics are here. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's listen to it one more time and read the lyrics while we listen to it. I think that's a good idea. Maybe it'll also give me more insight into what her actual interpretation of this people have the power is, you know. All right, boom. It's not a lot of lyrics. Yeah.
Dreaming of an aspect bright and fair. Not in my sleeping, it was broken, but my dream, it lingered near. In the farm of shining valleys, where the pure air recognized all of my senses newly opened. But I awakened into the cry that the people have the power to redeem the work of fools. From the meek, the grace to shower, it's decreed the people rule. People have the power.
I don't think these are all the lyrics because that was just like one verse. So let's see. Patti Smith. People have the power. And we're looking for lyrics. There we go. That's a bit more realistic. Let's go here. Let's go over the first few lines. I was dreaming in my dreaming of an aspect bright and fair, and my sleeping it was broken, but my dream it lingered near. So I was dreaming in my dreaming of an aspect bright and fair. So maybe in a dream she saw a world that was kind of like a paradise, you know, where everything is fair and everything is beautiful and bright, but that dream is just a dream and her sleep was broken, but she still had this idea in the back of her head of what could be, what the world could be and what it should be. In the form of shining valleys where the pure air recognized and my senses newly opened, I awakened to the cry that the people have the power to redeem the work of fools. Upon the meek the graces shower, it's decreed the people rule. So this I think is speaking to like to redeem the work of fools. I mean, a lot of fools in charge of the world right now, and I think here it's speaking to like how you know, it's kind of funny how such a small handful of people are in charge of the whole world, and just think of like the power that people could have if we all come together and try and make a change, you know, a positive change. Which is what I think this is speaking to. The people rule, people have the power. Vengeful aspect became suspect and bending low as if to hear, and the armies ceased advancing because the people had their ear, and the shepherds and the soldiers lay beneath the stars, exchanging visions and laying arms to waste in the dust. Damn. So here it's speaking of like vengeful aspect became suspect and bending low as if to hear, and the armies ceased advancing. So it's obviously speaking about war, and like what if like all the soldiers decided like we're done with this, we're not gonna go out and kill a lot of people, we're gonna share stories, we're gonna lay beneath the stars and exchange visions and laying arms to waste in the dust. So putting the violence away, putting the weapons away, to kind of create a safe space and a safe world for everyone, you know, in the form of shining valleys where the pure air recognized and my senses newly opened, I awakened to the cry. So again, pre-chorus, chorus, people have the power, and it's just like, it's I mean, war is a very, very sensitive subject, especially right now, and yeah, it's still crazy to me to think like there is so much pain and suffering in the world, even now that especially now that we're, we have access to the information, we know what's going on. So, like, how is it still happening? Like, how do these evil people still have the power to make these decisions? And yeah, I don't know. It is mind blowing, but it's also, again, it's overwhelming. It's like, how do you deal with it as an individual? Like, do you just spread awareness of it? Do you I guess all we can do is like open up the conversation and try and like be aware of it and create awareness around it. Where there were deserts, I saw fountains like cream. The waters rise, and we strolled there together with none to laugh or criticize. And the leopard and the lamb lay together, truly bound. I was hoping in my hoping to recall what I had found. So this is all the dream that she had, right? I wonder, like, this could be a real dream that she had, or it's just like an idea of this perfect world where, predator and prey kind of come together and lay together, truly bound. So like, and I don't think this necessarily means like, because like there's obviously a very natural, what do you call it? A very natural state of nature, where like, and a balance in nature where predator and prey have to coexist for the ecosystem to thrive. I saw somewhere a post about like 4 wolves being introduced to an ecosystem, and it just completely changed the geography. It changed like how many birds were coming into. It was crazy. Like just the act of putting 4 predators in a space, all of a sudden like deer weren't grazing in a certain area, so more plants grew, which brought more insects and bird life into that area, and it just like changed the whole layout of this ecosystem, and for the better. So in that sense, I think lay together truly bound. I think it's almost like, it's not saying that like leopards and deer or lamb should like become friends. It's like there's a balance to the world, and when that balance is recognized, the world can truly thrive, and I think if there's anything that we as a human race have done is like cause an immense imbalance in ecosystems, because we've adapted our environment to suit our needs instead of adapting to our environment. We adapted our environment instead of adapting to our environment, which is I think where the imbalance has come in. Sorry, this is a long video, I know, but it's powerful stuff. It's powerful stuff, and it's good topics to talk about. Then we have the pre-chorus and the chorus again. The bridge says, the power to dream, to rule, to wrestle the world from fools. It's decreed, the people rule. It's decreed, the people rule. Listen, I believe everything we dream can come to pass through our union. We can turn the world around. We can turn the earth's revolution. So again, just talking about how people have the power. And then we have a chorus and an outro. Wrestle the world from fools. So that can mean so many things, but I think for today's time, it's like look at who's in charge of the United States right now. Like look at who's there's like a real decline in intelligence when it comes to like world leaders. And I mean, it's not like it was good before, but now it's like really bad. And yeah, it's like we need strong, healthy leaders in our because I do think like, I don't think leadership is bad. Like I think, I do think that tribes and villages, and we do need someone to look up to, and someone to kind of make the final calls and to give direction. Because I think like naturally people seek that, like we seek direction, and so I do think we need stronger leaders. We need people, younger people, preferably, to make these decisions and to basically run countries and things. And I don't think like choosing one person is probably like where that has gone wrong as well. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just like some guy from South Africa. I don't have the answers, and I definitely don't. I think take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I too am just trying to figure out how to navigate this road that we're on and this life that we find ourselves in. Anyway, wow, deep thoughts, deep discussions. Thank you, Patti Smith, and thank you, Ultra Red, for this. That was really, really powerful. It's powerful stuff, and it's given me a lot to think about and reflect on. And I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling, as it were. But yeah, let me know in the comments what the song means to you and what your like views are on these topics, and I'd like to hear what you guys think. All right. Until next time, I'll see you guys then, and have a lovely day. All right. Okay. Bye bye.